I am Maidje Meergans. I'm a documentary photographer from Berlin, and I was a resident at Tada from April to June 2021. In 2018, I graduated from the Ostkreuz School for Photography, and these images are from my graduation project about biodynamic and local farming as a holistic approach to sustainability. This was the first of a now series of projects portraying the people working in industrial production and its alternatives. The Tada residency sparked my interest because before photography, I used to study textile and surface design at the Academy of Art in Berlin-Weißensee. There I learned different crafts and got a deeper understanding of material qualities. However, I eventually switched fields after realizing I was photographing the school more than using its facilities. And here you can see an image I took in the textile department at the Kunsthochschule Weißensee in 2013. Fast forward 10 years, and I found myself in Switzerland with a plan to photograph workers of the local textile industry, finally combining my profession of photography and my textile knowledge. Being in a different environment, such as Arbon for 3 months, gave me space and time not to only execute the original idea of my proposal, but get out of my comfort zone of how I normally tell stories, which I will tell you more about at the end of my presentation. First, I want to present the photographic work I developed during the first half of my stay at Tada. I was able to visit 5 of the residency's partner companies and got granted exclusive access to document the workers during the daily routines. I got insight to companies which are quite different from each other, but were equally fascinating to learn about. In the following slides, you see an excerpt of my work at each company. At the Textildruckerei in Arbon, right around the corner of Tada residency apartment, Martin Schlegel and his team do manual screen printing. They produce for exclusive clients, mostly from the fashion industry. Afterwards, I was able to visit the lab and production halls of Textilcolor in Sevelin, which is a very different aspect of the modern textile industry than what we've seen before. Textilcolor is a specialist in textile chemistry. They develop, manufacture, and sell textile dyes, pigments, and optical brighteners. Filtex AG in St. Gallen is a family-run business. Their fine embroidered cotton fabrics are being refined and packaged for distribution in St. Gallen. At EMPA, which is a research institute in St. Gallen, I got access to the polymer fiber department. The Tiska Tischhauser AG is a company located in Bühler-Appenzell, and they produce high-quality textiles for indoors and outdoors. As I said before, these images were just an excerpt of each series. If you would like to see more, you can head to the Tada Residency website and click on Stories. Now to part 2 of the work I developed at Tada. I arrived in Arbon with an idea of the textile industry that turned out not to be the reality anymore. Like in the rest of the global north, the once thriving textile industry slowly moved south and also mostly disappeared in Switzerland. Fairly early, I realized I would have to go beyond the medium of photography to tell the story I was so curious about. The companies that survived until today are highly specialized and mostly in the high-price sector. Nevertheless, are the memories and pride of the former golden ages of Swiss textile productions ever present? Since I was located and living in Arbon, I first focused on Saura, which is today a leading global technology company. Though back when it was founded in 1853, Saura produced trucks and different kind of textile machines right here in Arbon. They employed many people of the city and the area. So during my research, I found this pamphlet on the left in a local thrift shop, and it was produced for the 100-year anniversary of Saura in 1953. You see on the bottom 3 stone-carved faces, which are important members of the Saura dynasty, Franz, Adolf, and Hippolyt Saura. And the bronze statue of the man above was described in this pamphlet as a symbol of work. And yes, it was hard not to stumble upon things that are connected to Saura, and even the Tada apartment and studio spaces are in former Saura construction halls or workshops. So by using the omnipresent history of Saura as a red thread, I started talking to retired workers from the company who are now working at the Saura Museum, which is also like 50 meters from the Tada residency. And I got the chance to talk to the current head of sales of the company and also gathered archival film material. So this was my research on Saura on the one hand, and on the other hand, I used the opportunity to research about other aspects of the local textile industry. I talked to the staff of the Textile Museum in St. Gallen, where the textile conservator Claudia Meerfeld showed me, for instance, historic St. Galler embroidery in the museum's archive. And during my research, I discovered that there was a treasure at the Ortsmuseum Flaviel, which is in the Canton St. Gallen. And so I met with the director of the museum, Urs Scherli, who was kind enough to take the time to answer my questions and show me this almost 100-year-old commercial film from the local weaving company Habis Reutinger Ottika AG from circa 1927. And I also spoke to the CEO of the family business Hofer Hecht-Stickereien, Selma Grabherr. And now I would like to thank Tada for giving me the opportunity to work so freely on my projects. And of course, thank you to everyone who supported me, and to Martina and Marianne, and everyone who took the time to talk to me in front of my camera and let me photograph them. In the last slide, I will now present the first teaser I made from the film material I gathered, including archival TV segments about Saura and Arbon, and interviews I conducted in the Saura Museum, at the Saura Company, and the Textile Museum in St. Gallen. There is still a lot of material I have on my hard drive, and I will hopefully start working on a film soon. Thank you very much.
Die jüngste Geschichte von Arbon ist eng mit der Entstehung der Firma Saura verknüpft. Adolf Saura wirkte fördernd auf die Entwicklung der Firma. Er baute die Firma Saura, die 1853 von seinem Vater gegründet wurde, zu einem weltbekannten Unternehmen aus, das heute mit seinen Tochtergesellschaften über 6.500 Personen beschäftigt und zu den aktivsten Betrieben Europas im Textilmaschinen-, Motoren- und Nutzfahrzeugbau zählt. Im folgenden Abschnitt befassen wir uns näher mit Saura Textilmaschinen. Das Textilmaschinenprogramm umfasst Stickmaschinen, Bandwebmaschinen und Webmaschinen.
Also es war nicht so, dass auf einmal Tausende entlassen wurden, aber ein kontinuierliches Runtergehen, und das hat dann in Arbon schon eine Depression ausgelöst.
Guten Abend miteinander. Schlechte Nachrichten aus Arbon und für die Arboner. Die düsteren Prognosen von der NZZ vom Montag sind heute bestätigt worden. Bei Saura Arbon gehen 200 bis 350 Arbeitsplätze verloren. Und zwar im Webmaschinenbau, weil neue Maschinen in der Praxis offenbar nicht halten können, was Prototypen versprochen haben.
Aber für mich war es nach 25 Jahren Saura, im 86, als ich die Kündigung bekam, war für mich Saura, sage ich mal so, gestorben. Da habe ich gesagt, die können mich mal.
Also mein Name ist Thomas Benzer, ich bin der Vertriebsleiter hier für Saura Embroidery. für Stickmaschinengeschäft weltweit. Ich bin geboren in einer Stickereifamilie, die gibt es jetzt seit 105 Jahren, die Firma Benzer. Angefangen von meinem Großvater, dann hat mein Vater weitergemacht und mittlerweile führt mein älterer Bruder das Geschäft.
Wenn Sie noch mal vielleicht von den Anfängen von der Stickereifirma Ihres Großvaters erzählen wollen, wie kann man sich das vorstellen? Waren das schon so Maschinen wie jetzt? Oder?
Ja, das waren natürlich ganz, ganz alte Maschinen. Da gab es ja noch keine Computer, da war ja alles noch von Hand gemacht. Und zwar hießen die Maschinen Pantograph. Der Bediener der Maschine saß dann vor diesem Brett und hatte mit dem Pantograph immer das Muster dann quasi so abgefahren. Und zeitgleich zu seiner Bewegung hat dann die Maschine quasi diese Bewegung ausgeführt und das Design so quasi dann gestickt. Ja.
Aber wenn etwas zu Ende geht, geht immer wieder etwas Neues auf. Das ist klar.
Auf diesen modernen Automatenschiffchen-Stickmaschinen werden exklusive St. Galler Stickereien hergestellt. Saurer-Stickmaschinen sind das Resultat einer 100-jährigen Erfahrung. Es sind Meisterwerke der Präzision.
Also in der Schweiz ist die Textilindustrie auf einem absteigenden Ast, weil heute kommen die Textilien aus Fernost. Was in der Schweiz noch produziert werden kann, sind hochwertige, also im Hochpreissegment. Solche Sachen haben noch eine Existenzberechtigung hier.